right. All right.
All right.
Welcome to the Brad and Hope Show. What's happening, people? Welcome to the show. Over what it is.
What's
What's
up,
going
Brad?
on,
What's
man?
going?
Another day around the sun, man. Another day.
Another day, another dollar.
Another day and another doubt. You don't make it, somebody else will.
This is true.
Yeah, man. How was the weekend, man?
Weekend was good, man. As always, get a chance to rest and and watch some NFL playoffs. See
Oh
who's
yeah.
gonna make it to the Super Bowl and
Oh yeah.
yeah. But outside of that, that was about it. How was your weekend, man?
Not bad, man. Just like you said, just try to rest. I had to end up working on Sunday,
Hmm.
but it was just make sure that at least one of those days, if not both of them, is restful.
Yeah.
Uh, I tell you what's guaranteed is the weekday is not restful.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Weekdays are not restful, very active. So yeah, but
Uh,
everything is everything, man. Just really just got a little sports news here and there here in Atlanta and what's going on, and you glad to talk about that. But yeah, man, you get kind of the lull in sports, this ebbs and flow, and you just we just try to make this transition or full transition to basketball.
yeah.
Only one more football game left in the season, real football game. All the rest we got senior bowls and all that kind of stuff. But and the Pro Bowl games, which we will be talking about the Pro Bowl games again. And so we talk about them every year. And in terms of do we like it? Do we not like it? Old school, new school. We're gonna get into that later on. We're gonna get it. We ain't gonna get into it now. We're gonna get into it later on. So really, I just want to welcome everybody to the Brad and Hope Show. We are here every Wednesday night from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. We are based in Atlanta, Georgia. We talk about sports primarily in the state of Georgia. But wherever you are from, feel free to tune in to the Brad and Hope Show and speak up. That said, Hope, what you got?
Yeah, I just want to thank the listeners and new listeners, as always, tuning in to the Bread and Hope Show. And yeah, if you're welcome to check out the Bread and Hope Show Facebook group, you can check us out. We
Yep.
post things out there, and we'll take care of you. I also want to give a quick shout out to Lou. Lou's in the house. He'll be joining us shortly to give some good commentary on what we're talking about. Other than that, man, let's get on into it.
Oh man, I think you get to those introductions entirely too fast, man. I try every time you go through your part, man. I'm like trying to eat one of these Welch's gummies, which is one of my favorites. I got a problem with Welch's gummies, and so I said, "Well, we're gonna finish this gummy by the time you get done." They're like, "Hey, you done already?"
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's all good though. It's all good. So let's get into it, man. Hawks, bad news for the Hawks, man. Bad news for our Hawks. Jalen Johnson, one of our main players who's coming on strong this year, is out for the season. Had a shoulder injury. He got it confirmed for today. They didn't even play with it, man. Now he gone, doc. And you really hate that because he was coming into his own. Just got a contract extension, and he was really just coming into his own. Ho, I sure hate it
yeah,
for the young man.
yeah, yeah.
And the Hawks aren't a deep team, so it's not like you could really just easily go to the bench. Um, Ricochet is there, but he's a rookie. I don't care who you are, how good you are. I mean, he's a rookie. And so they've been kind of bringing Ricochet along slowly because the starting five's been pretty strong for the Hawks.
Right,
Pretty decent. I won't say strong, pretty decent for the Hawks.
right.
But I don't know, man. Lately, it's just been they're hot and cold. They get hot where they win 4 or 5 in a row. and now they're getting cold again. He lost like 5 or 6 in a row.
Right.
So I don't know what that's all about. Maybe I don't know. I know Clint Capella's been out for like 5 straight games. That can't be it, but I don't know. It could be wrong. So is it because of Clint Capella is out? Is that why? So I've heard of stranger things. That's the only reason I know.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about any season, man. You just never can account for the unexpected, and especially when it comes to injuries. Um, I remember when the Falcons had a great season and came off a good, almost made it to the Super Bowl. This was when Michael Vick was there, and hell, everything was promising. Got into preseason, and Michael Vick broke his leg, man. So
Yeah,
you just never, those things when it happens, it just, even with the Braves, Ronald Acuna. I mean,
yeah,
it's part of the game. Injuries is just part of the game. So, but what teams have to do is they got to find out a way how to continue on and win.
yeah,
That's what it's all about. And
yeah.
as you
Got to find.
know, I mean,
Got to find a way.
think about it. As you know, the Braves, for example, was without Ronald Acuna and they won this World Series.
That's the
So
strangest thing, man. Yeah, that's the strangest thing ever. Uh, but I don't know, man. Hawks just seem snake bit. Seem snake bitten, man. And every time things seem to go well, things just whatever reason fall off the rails. Like you always kind of expect the words after they've done so well for so many weeks.
yeah,
And then to find this out, I mean, I hate it for the young man, hate it for the Hawks, hate it for the fans, but I don't know. I mean, how do you change? How do you make this better?
well, that's a good question. Um, you know, I mean, like you said, Brett. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where it's part of the game. That's all you can really think. I mean, injuries don't care. I don't care those injuries, and they always seem to come or happen when you least expect.
Yeah,
And
that's
happen.
true.
Um, think back when the word and the Golden State Warriors and KD got hurt. He still tried to play. He wasn't the same, but it just changes up the whole. And that was during the playoffs. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
during it all. I think that was during the finals. So when you really need to count on them.
yeah,
So you know, it can happen.
yeah. So I just think that somewhere along the way, Hawks got to get deep. Jimmy Butler. I mean, the whole Jimmy Butler saga down in Miami is just crazy. Um, Suspension indefinitely, and it's just I don't know. It's just gotten out of hand, man. It's gotten out of hand in Miami,
Yeah,
and there are no trade offers out there. I mean, there's some things about Bradley Beal. Talking about Bradley Beal's available, but I think he has I thought he had like a no clause trade. I mean a no trade clause for the contract,
yeah,
something like that. So I mean, but no trade clauses can always be broken. They've been broken before, so they'll find a way to get through it. But yeah, that's something else. So other basketball news in Atlanta, uh, Atlanta Dream, man, Atlanta Dream got signed the big fish. Signed the big fish today. The great Brittany Griner. I think I can call her the great Brittany Griner is now an Atlanta Dream. Hope what you think about that?
I think that's a good move for the Atlanta Dream.
Yeah,
That definitely put them in contention to now they could probably maybe make a run for a championship. They already got I forgot the girl, I forgot her name.
Got Ryan Howard.
Yeah, Ryan Howard. Yeah, they got her, man, and to be honest, that's all they were missing was a enforcer like
Yep.
uh Brittany. So now that they got her, shoe man, I can see them competing for the championship.
BG. Yep. BG.
Yeah,
But this man, they got another coach because I think the coach really held them back last year. And
mm,
Atlanta Dream is also sold out this season. So
yeah,
all home games for the Atlanta Dream are sold out.
yeah,
Obviously the one with the Indiana Fever was going to be sold out, but all the games are sold out now, especially with BG on the roster. She's been in the league for 11 years, played for only one team, Phoenix Mercury, and she was drafted by Phoenix. And she's going through a whole rebranding phase. So she's trying something different, trying something new, and it looks like the timing seems to be pretty good for that.
yeah, man. I think it's a good signing for the Atlanta Dream, man. It's definitely put them in competition for the
Yep.
championship. No doubt about that.
Yeah, it really does. It really does, man. So think about heard this earlier. So, in your opinion, Hova, I'm switching gears a little bit about coaches and managers in the city of Atlanta for different teams. I mean, you got Bobby Cox, Brian Schnitker. You have Lenny Wilkins, who used to coach here. Dan Reeves.
Hmm.
You can go on and on with different coaches here in the city of Atlanta. You could even put Tata in there because he won a chip.
Yeah.
So, who has been the greatest coach that the city of Atlanta has had? Coach / manager that the city of Atlanta has had? Any sport.
I guess you got to go to Bobby Cox, man.
Mm,
I mean, the longevity of Bobby Cox and the Braves, winning division championships.
mm.
Um, yeah. I mean, I don't see no other one, no other coach.
Well, I'm that's solid. I'm gonna start out by saying, Hova, that's solid. That's solid. You can't really knock that. I think that's solid. 14 straight pennants. Only one championship show for it though. That's kind of the knock on Bobby Cox. When he did get to the championship, he only got it once. Wasn't able to do more with all that winning, all that pitching staff, all that hitting, all that stuff going on. I don't know, man. I would say I would say Brian Schnitker. And you probably say, what? Brian Schnitker. Well, Brian
Yeah.
Schnitker's won a chip too.
Yeah.
He's done more. He's done more with less. He won the
Yeah.
chip with the best player in the National League was injured. He was out. The Braves' best player was out. And
Yeah.
he
This
won a
is
World
true.
Series under those circumstances.
This is true. This is true.
Um, he built this team from ground up. Been in the minors for a long time, and finally got his shot and won the chip.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still coaching now and still competitive. But I don't know, man. Brian's been, he's been solid, man. Very solid. But I don't know. I mean, a lot of people would say without winning the chip, Dan Reeves. A lot of people like Dan Reeves here in Atlanta for the Falcons. A lot of people even argue that Dan Reeves is the best coach that Atlanta Falcons have ever had. So I get it. Super Bowl didn't get it done, but you look at Dan Reeves, not Dan Reeves, but Mike Smith. I think Mike Smith has got the best winning percentage out of any
Mm.
Atlanta Falcons coach. I forget what the number is, but I think he's got the best percentage out of any other Atlanta Falcons coach. So yeah, man, there's no right or wrong answer. I just thought it was just a very interesting question to ponder with Atlanta
Yeah.
sports.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at all the Atlanta professional organizations, I mean, no doubt the Braves is has been consistent
Yeah,
with getting, winning championships, even division championships.
yeah,
Um, I mean, though Atlanta United hasn't been around a while or as long as the Falcons or the Hawks,
hmm
honestly, I look at the Atlanta United as right underneath the Braves.
you have to.
um,
Well, yeah, yeah. So I mean, now that you're taking it down, Hova, you make a really good point. You put all the squads out, you lay them all out, professional squads that is, and you lay
hmm
them all out. And Braves are definitely number one. They got a couple of chips, a couple of World Series rings, and they're up there. They got the most out of any franchise in the city.
Right.
You second team is definitely the Atlanta United. They got one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those, regardless of what the people, that's it. That's 1 and 2.
Absolutely.
Hawks and Falcons got to catch up. And I know it's a solid fan base here with the Falcons. Everybody love them, but I don't know, man. Uncle Blank got to do better. Gotta do a better job building this team instead of putting a lot of shiny pieces in place.
Well,
You gotta build the trenches, and
to the
Atlanta doesn't do
Fal-
that well.
to the Falcons' credit, I mean, in the end, it looks promising. Finally, it looks promising at the quarterback position.
Yeah, that's true.
We finally got a quarterback. We just got to get the defense right. I mean, that's really what the issue is with the Falcons.
Yeah,
They got to get the defense right. I don't know much about. I know Raheem has worked with this guy before, who he's bringing in as a defensive coordinator.
yeah,
We'll see. Um, and but we got to get the defense uh, on track. That's gonna be the main focus. I'm not even talking about it. I'm just saying going into the next season, we got to get the defense on track. That's just the bottom line.
it's gonna be
Uh,
tough, man, because we only got 5 picks thanks to the shenanigans from last season.
well,
We got
I
5 picks.
mean, with only 5 picks, I mean they definitely gonna have to figure it out, man, and come up with some kind of creative way to get some dogs in here because if we can't if we can't accomplish that, um, we're gonna have the same. I think we're just gonna have the same type of defense that we had
Yeah,
last season. Bend don't break. We're not really getting to the quarterback. But hey, man, let's see. I got my fingers crossed. I'm hoping that we can get a pass rusher. At least let's start out getting a pass rusher. I don't know what they're gonna do with what's the guy we got from Patriots?
Matthew
Judon.
Judon.
Yeah, Matthew Judon. I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna still be around.
No, I don't
I
think so.
think personally, I think they need to, keep it moving with him. It was promising in the beginning, man, but from what I saw it just seemed like to me he can't stay on the field for some reason.
Yep.
And we don't need that. We need a cat that can do more than one play. So yeah, man, I think we definitely need to cut bait with him and get us some dogs who can pass rush.
I think Simmons gonna be gone too.
Well, yeah, I can see him leaving too. I mean, you
Maybe.
know, but then I hope not. I mean, he wasn't. I can't really. I just know Judon from what I saw, he wasn't. He just wasn't effective. And like I said again, he wasn't. For what I thought what we was gonna get from him, I thought he was gonna play more. not being positioned where he just come out there on specific third down or I thought he was gonna really be out there getting it in, but as the season went on, man, he wasn't really uh, on the field as much.
Yeah.
And when he was on the field, he made. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he made some plays here and there, but I just was expecting a whole lot more from him. That's all.
Yeah. 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 I mean, agreed. I thought it was going to be. I thought it was a side pick, but obviously it wasn't. He made plays here and there, but hell, he was in pass coverage more than he was pass rush.
Yeah, and that's what the problem was. Yeah, definitely, he was definitely in a lot more pass coverage, and I didn't quite understand that.
Yeah.
Um, Outside of him not really being out on field. So yeah, man. I mean, we need a we. I wish we can get the guy Abdul Carter um from Penn State. I really
Mm.
like him. He seemed to be a dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I know he's not going to be there when we.
No, he's not going to be there. You're right about that. He's not going to be there at all. You can always wish and hope, but because the bad thing for the Falcons this year in the draft is because it's not a quarterback draft like it's been in the past.
Yeah,
You want to do a specialty position or a quarterback draft, so that way all the good defensive picks are going to be sitting there waiting on you.
yeah,
But that's not going to be the case. I think a lot of defensive picks are going to be, or a few defensive picks going to be made before us. We got number 15 pick. And all depending on who's there. I mean, everybody wants Jalen Walker, but he does everything well, but he doesn't do any one thing particularly well, in my opinion. But he's definitely one of the best, if not the best, linebacker in the draft.
yeah.
He's probably not going to be there at 15. Just
Yeah.
a wild guess. Probably not going to be there. But if he's there, you can't be stupid and not take him. And that's my problem with the Falcons front office. They always think they're the smartest guy in the room when you come away with a tight end at number 4.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know if he's going to be there or not, but Falcons have got to go defense. I do not like the linebacker play that we have. It's just, they okay, but we can do much better.
Right.
Much better than we had. So that's kind of my gripe. Oh, that's my big gripe.
I agree.
Yeah. So you watching the Senior Bowl?
I'll tune. I mean, what else is on, right?
Yeah. Netflix.
Well, I mean, we're outside of Netflix, but yeah, I'll tune in, man, just for the sake of just to watch, this young talent. How about you?
Yeah, we got about 4 or 5 dogs that's gonna be playing Bulldogs in this thing, so I'll be watching just for that. But I don't know. I kind of halfway watch it. All the main guys for the Bulldogs that'll be moving on. They're gonna have their own workout on campus as usual.
Yeah.
They bury the Bulldog players nowadays, at least the top tier Bulldog players. Well, I think Travis Etienne is gonna be in there, isn't he? No,
Yeah.
not a senior, but he's not a senior though, right? Is it a Senior Bowl? Yeah,
it's a Senior Bowl. Yeah, Senior
He's
Bowl.
not a
No,
senior. I
so
think
no.
Etienne is a junior, right?
Yeah.
I think he's a junior. Yeah, I think he's a junior. He's just leaving early. He's gonna be in one of those games. He'll be in one of those college all-star games, I imagine, because he's got to get his stock up.
Right.
I just don't think he had a dynamic season at Georgia. He just did not.
No, he didn't.
And opportunities were there, but he just didn't take advantage of it.
Right.
So he's really going to need the combine and he's going to really need the combine in some of these exhibition games to help improve his stock, in my opinion. It's not a bad running back, but you talk about going to the pros, next level. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, this whole squad, man. This whole squad this year is just I don't know. I don't know. I think of it as almost a rebuild year for Georgia.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's my thought.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like to me. So let me see what we got here, man. Where's Lou, man? Let's bring Lou on.
All right. Lou.
Lou.
Oh, I'm here.
Hey,
There he
Lou.
is.
All right. You forgot to mention one thing, though, because one of your Hawks players is now gone for the year.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson's gone for a year, man. That was the first thing we. Yeah. So that's tough, man. We losing him. He was easily the second best player on the team.
Exactly.
Easy. And so that hurts, man. I mean, when he's playing, we that much better. And when he's out, because he just had an injury to the same shoulder, like a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And he was out.
As the old saying goes, when it rains, it pours.
Oh, it sure does, man. God,
yeah.
jeez. It hurts. So,
Yeah, it does. Yep.
Yeah. It hurt the Hawks' chances, man.
Yeah.
So Lou, you will you be catching the Senior Bowl?
You mean the college football all-star game, as it's also known as called?
Something like that.
No, I really don't pay much attention to the Senior Bowl. I mean, well, then again, not many people do. I mean, to me, the college season ended when the national championship game was played.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So Lou, what do you think of the Jets hiring the new head coach? What are your thoughts on that?
Just hiring the new head coach. Well, hopefully we can't do much worse than we've been through in the past few years. So hopefully this is going to give us the right edge. Of course, you got to do what you got to do with the draft. Got to go after all positions, not just the quarterback. So we need help on that too. But I think this coach might be a better shot. I'm a little concerned about Marty's boy. I mean, he's had no coaching experience and whatnot. So I'm a little shaky about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, I'm about Schottenheimer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marty's boy.
I mean, it could be worse because I mean, you look at teams like the Saints, they don't even have a coach. Still, nobody wants to coach the Saints.
No.
You
do have a coach, you're in real trouble now.
Yeah, man. Nobody wants to coach that team. People are backing out, all sorts of things going on.
Well,
man.
Guys, they're not called the Aints for nothing,
There you go. They ain't got no coach. That's funny.
I was almost gonna go into the Rufus and Shaka Khan song, but I won't do it.
No, man. Ain't nobody.
Never mind.
Got no coach. Oh man, we love picking on the Saints. We love picking on the Aints, man. Picking on the Aints is just the fun.
I just show you guys how old I really am.
Hey, we're right there with you, Lou.
You're right there with you, man.
Right there with you, brother.
I'm not as young as I look, people. I'm not as young as I look. I'll be 55 next month.
Go ahead.
You say that out loud? Sorry.
The double
Actually,
nickel.
6 weeks. 6 weeks.
Okay, 6 weeks. It's the double nickel for Lou, y'all.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
Shaka, everybody. Okay.
Not bad at all, Lou. Not bad at all, man. So have you been voting for?
Just the record, guys. I'm the ghost of Dick Clark, so that's how I look so young.
Oh.
No, gotcha.
I knew you had a secret somewhere. Secret sauce somewhere.
Moving along.
Yeah, man. So, and I lost my train of thought just that fast. But at any rate, man, let's move on to the Pro Bowl games, guys. And we talk about this.
Oh, yeah.
We've been talking about this for the past few years on this show about the Pro Bowl.
Right.
Before the Pro Bowl games, and somebody been listening to the show, and somebody owes me money. because I came up with the idea of the games years ago and said, hey, look, the Pro Bowl sucks. Nobody's watching it. Nobody's taking it serious. They're not playing anymore. Why not just scrap the whole game and just make it something else?
Like
and
what?
next thing
What
you know, they got the game. Well, they actually start tomorrow. I forgot what event starts tomorrow, but it's the Pro Bowl games.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I watched it last year. I think I watched more of it like prime time, like on Saturday night. Obviously, they had some good stuff going on Sunday. And I thought it was different. I thought it was cool. Still, I thought it was better in the 70s and 80s when you had the fastest man contest, strongest man contest, that kind of stuff. I thought that was awesome because everybody wanted to know who the fastest guy was. And so, don't we kind of want to know that? Don't you want to see somebody like Tyreek Hill race somebody?
That was the Pro Bowl.
Right. That was
the real Pro Bowl.
Exactly. I'd love to see that today. In the 100 meter, 200 meter kind of a thing. Quick sprints. I love to see it.
Is that what the combine's for?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. Actually, you're right. Combine, you get a chance to see fastest guys in college going to the pros. Some of the strongest guys. They only show they show all of it actually. If you're paying attention, if you're at home or whatever, you see all of it.
Yes, of course.
But the most important part is the 100 yard, 100 meter dash, something like that. They don't sprint very far. 40 meter dash.
Yeah, the 40 meter, I think. Yeah,
I think it's a 40 meter.
Of course.
So it's pretty cool. I like it, but I'll be watching it, guys. Hope, what do you think about the Pro Bowl games?
Yeah, I mean it's different. I mean, I'll be watching it. I'll be checking it out. I think my thing is this, man. The pro. When I think back with the Pro Bowl, you just had AFC, NFC, and it wasn't really a whole lot to it. But now, at least I think they're trying to, I guess, make it interesting.
Yeah.
They can try what they want, but it's just a gimmick. What they're trying to do.
Yeah. I mean, they're trying to. They're trying to be innovative. They're trying to, get newer and younger viewership, capture folks' attention, casual folks, and at the same time, kind of, they pretty much forgot about catering to us, But it didn't work. They tried, and it didn't work. They tried catering to us, and it didn't work because why? The players did not want to do it. Players didn't want. Players were fine being chosen, but the game itself, nobody took it seriously anymore. No real hitting, no real playing. Everybody's goofing off.
Don't you think it was better if it was done after the Super Bowl? Like it used to do.
I don't know, man. I
don't know.
I think it may be the same. Other than you may have, your Super Bowl participants in the game itself.
Yeah, but why would you want to risk that in that game and then not be able to play in the Super Bowl? I mean, is it worth that kind of risk?
Yeah. No. These are professionals. And I think that, they're not going full scale, but I think at the very least, they can go at, preseason speed.
Yeah.
Preseason, the fourth preseason or the third preseason or the middle preseason game, the way you kind of halfway go hard. So I don't know, man. I would love to see them play and go halfway hard, make it a decent game, and just kind of throw a twist in there somewhere. I like to see that. I mean, nobody's doing any real hitting.
It's generally kind of as a postseason game, but yet you're kind of like treating it like a preseason game.
Right.
Right.
Which doesn't make a lot of sense when you think about it.
Right. But I mean, but right now it's not even a game anymore, Lou. It's just, little events that they have. Team events, quarterback thingies, contests, that kind of stuff. So I don't know, man.
And then on top of it, they do a flag football game. Like, well, there's a gag.
Yeah, yep. The flag football. Actually, the flag football wasn't too bad, actually, because it was, for some reason, they were a little bit more competitive in the flag football game. A little bit more. I mean, there was no hitting, but they still kind of showed you some level of skill. Well, man, I couldn't do that. So that was pretty good. I think they added the flag football also with the youth. And so the NFL has really been trying to brand and build the youth flag football, and bringing more women into the sport, young ladies. And so they've been at it. They've been working hard. They've been at it. So, we'll see what happens. See what happens with that. But that's my little 2 cents on it. But will you guys be watching though?
Possibly not.
Who
said hell no?
Like I said, I would tune in. Yeah.
So you tuning in if you don't have to eat dinner or something, right? If it doesn't interrupt dinner.
Yeah.
I watch.
Right.
I watch, man. I watch it every year. I may watch some of this stuff like tomorrow night because it starts tomorrow, and so I don't know where it's going to be this year. I know that it used to always be in Hawaii, but they've actually been trying to kind of move the games around and move the Pro Bowl around and make it an event for different football cities, which I think is cool. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing in Orlando mostly now.
Yeah, you want to play in warm weather. They love it, and it's a vacation too. So other than Hawaii, it's got vacation to Miami. You got to kind of think of kind of where it is, and
Orlando.
Orlando, right? Orlando, maybe Tampa. But doggone it, man. I mean, that means you'll never have a Pro Bowl game in like North Carolina.
I
mean, why would you?
Or Minnesota.
Oh my gosh. That's even worse.
Thank you. Or Chicago, Detroit, Buffalo, forget it.
Yeah, this time of year, not gonna happen.
Well, I heard as a promotion they would sell free long johns so all the participants would go.
No, man. The free long johns and an NFL bubble jacket. I'll take it.
And electric blanket.
I'll take it. I'll take it. But yeah, so you gotta be selective about that stuff. It makes sense in terms of why they had it. I mean, logistically, it was a lot easier to plan when it's in Hawaii every year.
Yeah.
So look, guys, I
think the Pro Bowl was actually older than the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken.
It may be. It may be.
Well, they had. Because there was an All-Star game before the Super Bowl began.
Yeah, but that was the attraction. That was the the payoff to the fans is you get to see your favorite players from different teams just go at it. Everybody went, but they went hard back then though. They didn't do like they did now. They went hard like a regular game, and they did that for generations, not years, but generations. That was the thing to do. There was a lot of pride, and that's what they did.
Times have changed.
Times have changed. That players aren't going hard for the game anymore, even when they try to put extra money in there.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of where we are. I don't know what you do with that. I don't know where else you can take it. I just don't know. Unless it's a tournament style sort of a thing. I like tournament stuff. If you have an all-star, but You know, you start the tournament on Thursday, or you start it on one day and you keep it going all day. It will hold my attention if you had a tournament on Sunday, or flag football or something. I don't know, and you have a
Yeah, I
champion.
would. I mean, I agree with that. Yeah,
Yeah,
having it on a Sunday. Um,
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't mind having a Sunday game, and if you split it up with about, I don't know, you got enough players that you have 18, have an 18
Hmm.
tournament. You know, have an 18 tournament, let the fans name it, and you go from there. That way you get some involvement right there. Let these guys
right.
play. And that way you follow them all the way through, and you may have your favorite player um go all the way through. Question, guys, do you have a favorite player in the NFL that's not a part of your team?
No.
No.
All right, let me rephrase. Do you have a favorite player in basketball that's not a part of your team, or ever had a favorite player in basketball that wasn't part of your favorite team?
Mm.
That's interesting.
Mm,
Yeah.
That's very interesting right there. Think about that, fellas, because
Yeah. I
as
know.
I was growing up, um, I guess you could say I was a Lakers fan, but I like Dr. J. Dr. J was my favorite player, but I wouldn't call myself a Philly fan. Magic Johnson was my favorite player, but I didn't claim being a
Well,
Lakers
I'm
fan.
Detroit,
But
bro. Like I said, Thomas from Detroit, but I'm not a Pistons fan. So
see that's what I'm getting at. So but I think, and maybe Hova can answer if you're a Jordan fan, are you a Bulls fan too?
mm,
no.
well, that's a good question. I'm gonna say, yeah. I mean, I would think so. I
Really?
would think if you're a Jordan fan, I would think so.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would think
yeah,
you'll be a Bull fan.
yeah, yeah. I would guess. I don't know.
I mean, I mean.
I know, but for me, I've been mostly a Hawks fan. But like I said, maybe an undercover Lakers fan, I guess. Now that I think about it, now that I'm older, because all my favorite players seem to be Lakers players outside of Dominique Wilkins. Dominique is like one of my absolute favorite players in the world, but so is Magic Johnson, so is Kareem. I think Kareem is one of the greats of the greats. Kobe Bryant comes around. I fan of Kobe, fan of Shaq. All of these are Lakers. But I never claimed being a Lakers fan. I don't know. That's weird. And I had a stint with the Knicks too, Lou. I like Patrick Ewing. And
Oh yeah.
so, quick story, Lou. Quick story. Big Patrick Ewing fan from Georgetown. Big fan. But it was the timing of when the Hawks made a trade, got rid of Dominique Wilkins, traded him to the Clippers for Danny
Yep.
Manning. I left the Hawks for a few years.
Right.
I hated that trade with a passion. And so I left the Hawks for a few years. And I said, well, I'm a free agent fan. I'm a free agent fan. What team will I root for? And I said, well, shoot. Patrick Ewing's my guy. I'm going to roll with the Knicks for a while.
Mm,
And so I rolled with the Knicks for a few years until I got made my way back to the Hawks. Now check this out, guys. You guys got to think about this, though, in terms of the football side of it. Because we all named some players and some teams in a nice little mix in terms of basketball, which is fine. I think that's fairly normal, I guess. But in football, everybody's players, for the most part, seems to be kind of synonymous with their favorite teams. But if you're like, well, who's your top five, running backs of all time, quarterbacks, whatever all time? Then we're gonna shift. Yeah, man, I kind of like to see so and so play, or I think blah blah so and so player, this, that, and the other. And then other players start to come to mind, especially now that we're older. sometimes pride can get in the way when you're younger. You're like, oh, I could never say Joe Montana was the greatest. You know, but Joe Cool was bad. You know, so not to say that I was a fan of Joe Cool, but I recognize the greatness of him. Dude's great, man. Great quarterback. Favorite football players that are not Falcons for me, Earl Campbell. I'd love to see Earl Campbell play when I was a kid. Love to see him play. I'd love to see Warren Moon play. He threw the prettiest spiral of all. Randall Cunningham, one of my favorites. Love to see him. Vince Ferragamo, one of my guys. Pat Hayden is another favorite quarterback of mine. John Capoletti, one of my favorite. He introduced me to the game of football in terms of stuff. So these are players. Oh, Barry Sanders. Love to see him play unless he played against the Falcons. But love to see Barry Sanders play, man. So it's players, you know, through time, through history. Thurman Thomas. Love to see that guy play. So different guys I would like to see play if I wasn't watching my team. Like, let's just say in today's game, I would say Patrick Mahomes. Like to see that guy play. As long as he ain't burning the Falcons, I like to see him play. That guy is incredible. One of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen play the game. I'm sorry. If he wins 3 straight, man, my God. He ain't win 7, but doggone it. Tom Brady didn't win 3 straight. But we got to play the game. You might not win 3 straight. But doggone it, Lou, how many AFC championships has he won in a row? 7, 8, 9?
About 7.
Yeah, I think he's got like 7 AFC championships in a row. Jesus, man. This is crazy.
Yeah.
So, again, let me flip it. Again, so Hova.
Yo.
Again, non-player Falcons, players in football that are not Falcons. Are there any players that you like to see play other than your Falcons?
Other than the Falcons?
Yeah, any player. Like, if you're not watching the Falcons, oh, yeah, man, that boy, he can ball. I like seeing him play.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe Action Jackson, man.
Yes, sir. Good point. Good one. Good one. I like seeing him play, too.
Yep.
Yeah, he's fun. He's a fun player to watch, man. Like, if he's not burning your team, you're burning somebody else's team.
Right.
I love to see him play. And especially if you got him on your way. I had him on my fantasy league team this year. But the guy's great. So Lou, any non-Jet players that you like seeing play the game?
Well, the way the Jets been playing, I have to say no.
Yeah. Wow. Whew. Wow. That's tough, Lou.
It is.
That's tough, man. Jeez.
It is tough.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. I mean, that's just kind of. I just thought it was because the reason I bring that up, guys, is because I'm a football fan, and
Right.
as a football fan, I just got to give it up sometimes. You know, in terms of other players and other teams that do well that play the game. James Harrison, when he played, love to see that guy play, man. He lay wood. Any player that used to lay wood that was not on my team. Who was the other guy? Palomalu. He could play he could play any position on the field. He can line up anywhere. That was very rare, extremely rare. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up, guys. Just real quick. Super Bowl's next, and we ain't got to talk a whole lot about it. We're about to wrap the show up in a couple of minutes, but we're gonna talk more about the matchups next week before the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
But I what do you feel about this matchup, Luke? Between, I mean, this is a rematch between the Eagles and the Chiefs, man, and they're right back.
Well, if last week's game was indication of how strong the Eagles are with that offense, I think the Chiefs might have their work cut out for them. I mean, the Chiefs played a tough game against the Bills and could have lost that. So I think maybe the Chiefs are looking a little bit more vulnerable. I mean,
Yeah.
Philly came out strong and just killed the Commanders. With apologies to my co-host, well, sorry, but Philly looks as strong as ever, and I think they. I'm not going to say you're going to blow the Chiefs out, but I don't think the Chiefs are going to be able to are going to be able to surpass with Barkley and company. So I think this could be the win for the Eagles. This could be revenge.
Yeah, what you think? What's the early thoughts on this one, Hope?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Lou. I think this is gonna be a revenge game. The Eagles. I mean, it's a rematch. And the first game it was very close. I mean, hell, the Chiefs pulled it out in overtime, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Last year was overtime.
Yeah, last year's overtime. So I mean, Vegas got this, Chiefs -1. So basically, that means it could go either way. So yeah,
yeah.
I,
So
I like the Eagles to win it, man. I think they're gonna come in there with a chip on their shoulder, and I like the Eagles to win it.
I'm not gonna pick a winner until next week, but I agree with everything you guys saying about both teams. It, the Chiefs are more resourceful, and if it's a close game, you kind of gotta lend your way to the Chiefs. They're a veteran squad. Andy Reid is just such a good coach, and he makes adjustments and puts wrinkles in his game plan. So I look forward to that. And Kansas City has an underrated defense. They do enough to win. They make key plays. They know when to get off the field. You can score on them. You can do some things. But their defense has a knack for making plays at the right time. They have a very timely defense. Philly looks so strong. That running game is incredible. Saquon Barkley just made just a world of difference for the Eagles. Not a big Eagles fan, obviously for obvious reasons. But I think that defense full of Bulldogs, man, is tough. Over a lot of Bulldogs on that defense, and the defense was already good before they got there.
Yeah,
So you talk about a defense that can make timely plays and a defense that can really uh, give the Chiefs some serious problems. That will be the Eagles. So, and they put a lot of points on the board. They put a lot of points on the board per game. So you got to watch that big plays on the right, and they got a big offensive line. I think they got some injuries on the offensive line too, and so that's going to hurt them a little bit. But I think this has got the makings of being a pretty good game, guys. I think so. There's a lot going on here, especially when both teams know each other as well as they do. So I look forward to it. I'll make my pick next week. So with that being said, Lou.
All right. Enhanced Sports Show Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Number, of course, 512-543-4662. I'll repeat it again later. Big week, of course. We'll recap both the AFC and NFC championship games. We'll go over the rest of the list of the NBA All-Star for the All-Star reserve players as well. More MLB off-season talk as we're gearing up for the preseason, which is, I think, a week after the Super Bowl. Point. NBA, NHL. Yeah, I'm gonna cover the recap the men's finals of the French Open, which wasn't almost cracked out to be because I think we obviously knew who the winner was going to be in that. Oh, and I'll also do the predictions for the NFL awards, which take place next week.
Yep.
I didn't have a lot of time to do it this week, so I'll make it for next week. And of course, we'll also have our monthly schedule and sporting events for February, which is going to be a big one, of course. Your thoughts and comments, sports trivia, the ridiculous side of the week, this week in sports history, and the feel good story of the week. So remember, the number is 512-543-4662. Again, 512-543-4662. Oh yes, and we'll cover a bit of the Pro Bowl games as well. Oh boy.
Cool.
And don't forget, check us out on YouTube. Go to YouTube and type in theenhancedsportsshow.com and you'll hear the show in its entirety. That's all I got. Okay, fellas.
Awesome. Thanks
Awesome.
a lot, Lou.
Thanks, Lou.
Appreciate you, man.
Good night.
Good night. So, all right, we want to thank everybody for joining the Bread and Homer show tonight. And until next week, speak on it.
Speak on it.